It feels like there was a gazillion Charizard UPCs printed. So is it still worth picking up? When it comes to investing in sealed Pokemon product, I feel like the products we tend to sleep on the most are the ones we think are going to be there forever. There was a gazillion of them printed. There's no scarcity. They're everywhere. They're easy to pick up. They had big print runs. And so we wait and we wait and we wait. Why? Because there's no urgency. There's no hurry. But before you know it, 2 years passed, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. All of a sudden, that product that was everywhere, that had gazillions of them printed, are now starting to become more and more scarce. And like it or not, no matter how much a product is printed, given enough time passing, they will mostly tend to go up in value. That is certainly the case with the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. No fear of scarcity, tons of it printed, it's absolutely everywhere. All of a sudden, more than 2 years has passed. October 2022, this product came out. The last year has seen big growth in the UPC and the promo cards within. Let's dissect that UPC once again for old time's sake. See if it's worth picking up. See if it's undervalued, overvalued, or just a good pickup. Let's get into it. So here's that Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. We're all very familiar with it. It's, like I said, just over 2 years old now. Up 66% in the last 12 months. And 33% if we click here, hang on. 33% in 6 months. Literally, back in July 2024, you picked this up for 130, 135 US. Now 183, 185 US. And a year ago, 110. So 110, it jumped up in 6 months, to 130, 135. And then from there, it's gone up like $50 in the last 6 months. So it's really on fire, guys. It's up like $60 odd in the last year. If we look at some more sales here, 186, 186, 187. Pretty much all between 179, 175. So even mid-December, there was sales under 180. But yeah, quite consistently over 180 now. It'll be no time before this thing cracks 200 US dollars, which is about 300 Aussie dollars, give or take. You can fact check me on that later, but I think it's around 300 Aussie dollars or so. Yeah, it won't be long before this thing cracks 200. Again, this is old stock. It's not exciting. It's not the talk of the town at the moment. A lot of people focus on the new exciting sets, Prismatic Evolution, Surging Sparks, and the Team Rockets coming out next year. And there's lots of videos on this kind of thing, but sometimes we forget about the stuff that's just slightly in the past that there was a ton of printed, and we overlook it. It's really on the move, this thing. The primary reason is the pack selection. Now here's the Evolving Skies. The Evolving Skies loose booster packs are up 113% as individual packs. In the last 12 months, 113%. Now, depending on what country you're watching this from, you're pretty much going to get 3 Evolving Skies booster packs in the Charizard UPC. Obviously 16 booster packs in total from the Sword and Shield era, and 3 promo cards. We're going to look at all of it. But the Evolving Sky is the absolute king of Sword and Shield. You get 3 booster packs inside this set. Again, different countries might have different pack selections. From what I found in my observations in recent years, Australia and America pretty much always have the same pack selection in the tins, the UPCs, the sealed boxes, etc. If you're watching in England, the pack selection might be very similar to this, but maybe 1 or 2 packets different. And other countries, I couldn't tell you every country, but just be aware that the pack selection and numbers I'm going through in this video really relate strongly to America and Australia, because it seems to be pretty consistent. You get 55. These are $18, just over $18, right? You get $55 worth of booster packs just in the Evolving Skies. Here's Fusion Strike. $5, you get 3 booster packs. So there's another $15, $16 of Fusion Strike booster packs in this set. Fusion Strike loose packets are up 53, 54% in the last 12 months. So some pack selections in some sealed products have average packets or poor packets. The UPC has like most of the top sets from the Sword and Shield era. We're talking Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Astral Radiance, and Brilliant Stars. Astral and Brilliant probably more mid-tier, but still pretty strong. What else have we got in here? We've got Lost Origin. We're going to go through it all, but you get 3 Fusion Strike booster packs. This thing's up 53%. Like I said, Evolving Skies, loose booster packs are up 113% in 12 months. There's no big mystery about why this UPC is on the move, because all of the sets that come with inside this are all on the move. Sword and Shield sets, booster boxes, loose packets, etc. are all going one way, and that's north. So this UPC will head north. It will keep growing, even though there was a ton of it printed. Here's Brilliant Stars, up 18% in the last 3 months. This is not booster boxes, this is loose booster packs. Up 18%, $4 in the last 3 months. 12 months, my apologies. But you get 3 of those in this set. So 3 Evolving, 3 Fusion, 3 Brilliant, 3 Astral Radiance, similar price to Brilliant Stars, up 30% in 12 months. Astral Radiance, not a bad set. It's a pretty good set. It's not the strongest, but it's pretty good. It's a decent set. And you get 3 booster packs inside the UPC. Most of this information you guys already know. Most of you have probably opened a heap of UPC, if not at least opened a ton of UPCs, if not at least one. So this is not like new information, but it's just good to reiterate where the Sword and Shield packets inside this UPC are going, how much they've grown, and how much UPC has grown, and why we should start looking at it again. Gosh, this coffee drives me out so much in the mornings. Bear with me, guys. Lost Origin. These loose booster packs are up 60% in 12 months. Now, you only get 2 Lost Origin booster packs in this set. It'd be nice if you got more, but hey, you get 3 Evolving Skies and 3 Fusion Strikes, so that's pretty good. Lost Origin is probably a top 3 or top 4 set. I would say it's a top 3 set from the Sword and Shield era. I would say Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and Lost Origin are the top 3. Possibly Chilling Reign, but unfortunately there's no Chilling Reign in this UPC. But Lost Origin up 60% for loose booster packs. You get 2 of those in this UPC. Vivid Voltage, not the most exciting set. The booster box hasn't done as well as some of the other sets from Sword and Shield. And Vivid Voltage, let's face it, it's all about that big rainbow Pikachu. Apart from that, there's not much going on in Vivid Voltage. But even Vivid Voltage, loose booster packs, up 24% in the last year. And a lot of that growth has happened in the last couple of months, since about sort of August, September. It's really started to shit up lately. But loose booster packs, you get 1 of these, by the way, in the UPC. So it's nothing to get excited about. The good sets, we get, 2 or 3 packets. 1 Vivid Voltage is thrown in, and 1 Darkness Ablaze, which is probably the worst set, the weakest set. Whether you love it or hate it, it is the weakest set from Sword and Shield. But even those loose booster packs are up 24%. You get 1 of those in this UPC. Again, if you're watching from, I don't know, Italy or China or Korea or some other country, I don't even know if you guys buy English sets in those countries. But anyway, wherever you're watching from around the world, the pack selection is going to vary a little bit. America and Australia, like I say, the pack selection seems to be pretty consistently the same. Here's the promo cards you get. Again, you all know these promo cards. You're all very familiar. There's thousands and thousands of these in PSA 10s. Every man and his dog has one of these. I've opened probably about 5 or 6 UPCs. I've only got a couple sitting on the shelf. I opened way too many, but I will be getting a couple more leading into 2025. Once Christmas passes, I'll be getting a couple more UPCs. But here's the promo card. This is the most expensive one in this set, the V-Star, where Charizard's fighting that Mewtwo. This is up 180% in 12 months. 180% in 12 months, guys. $23. And here it is in the here's the PSA 10 population report. There's 7,018 PSA 10s, and it's on the way up. Like, this in a PSA 10 is really growing well. And look at the markup. The raw price is $22 to $23. The PSA 10's $221. You're getting you're basically getting 10 times the amount in a PSA 10. That margin is huge. We look at the PSA 9s, there's 15,300, so there's like more than double the PSA 9s to the PSA 10s. Obviously the 10s slightly harder to grade, but not impossible. Not crazily difficult. I'm not sure if crazily is a word, but it is now. 4,003 PSA 8s. That's a lot of PSA 8s. I don't know if that's just poor print copies or people just lightly played them then try to grade them. I've graded a bunch of these. I've never gotten an 8, so I don't know if they're just lightly played and people try to grade them. But 4,000 PSA 8s, that's a lot of PSA 8s. This orange line, this graph here, you can see over the last 6 months. 6 months ago in a PSA 10, this V-Star was 136. Now it's up like 90, say $85 in the last 6 months in a PSA 10. Look at this orange line. That's PSA 10s. Climbing. This thing is on fire. If you haven't got it, guys, or if you've got it but you haven't got it graded, if you've got it raw, go get it graded if you think it's going to get a 10. The PSA 10s are on the move. The raw price has gone up a lot as well. The PSA 9s, this purple line 27, the PSA 9s are not really doing anything. The raw card has exploded. The PSA 10 card price has exploded. The 9s are not doing much. But guys, you get this promo card obviously in every UPC, and it's on fire. It's climbing. It's a good time to revisit these ultra premium collections. I'm telling you, don't think that because they're everywhere we can just keep waiting and keep sleeping on it. They are growing. They are a solid investment. They're full of great stored and shield packs. Here's the Charizard VMAX, up 35. Let's make sure this is right. 35% in 1 year. Not as much growth on this one. $17 for the raw card. Here it is with the PSA 10s, PSA 9s. There's 7,941 PSA 10s. Raw, this card's $16, $17. In a PSA 10, it's $111. Again, huge markup. There's 13,500 PSA 9s. Obviously, again, with this one, a lot more 9s coming back than 10s. I'd say, obviously, the print quality, the centering, and things like that are not as reliable in these promo cards. You probably need to have a few graded to try and get that 10. But again, 6 months ago, $69 in a PSA 10. It's gone up basically $45 in a PSA 10 just in the last 6 months. So either go get this graded if you've got it, or go buy it in a PSA 10, or just start buying the UPCs if you're not into singles. But this is good to see this growth, guys, because these are not rare cards. All this stuff's very common. Every man and his dog has it, but it's good to see it still growing. Charizard is still king. Here's the Charizard V. This one was very popular. I prefer the V-Star, but this Charizard V, where the Charizard's just chilling under the tree, this was very popular with collectors. This was often a lot of people's favorites. It's the cheaper card out of these, but it's still up 116% in 12 months. Here's the PSA 10s, PSA 9s. There's 6,025 PSA 10s, 13,000 PSA 9s. Raw, this card's $10 to $14, $10 to $13. And if we look at the PSA 10s, you're looking at more $98, call it $100. So there's about what? That's about an $85 markup. You take away grading and postage costs. I don't know, maybe you're at $60 markup, $65 markup, something like that. So not a bad markup. And here's the orange line at the top, if you can see this graph. 6 months ago, $67, and just climbing all the way up to, we've even got reports of $106 it goes to here. It says $98. Again, call it $100 for what it is. From 6 months ago, $70. It's up about $30, $35 in 6 months in a PSA 10. Go out, get yourselves a UPC if you don't have any yet. If you thought that there was plenty of time to get it and you were focused on other things, just remember, don't wait too long. No matter how much availability you think is out there on the market, eventually it will dwindle. There is great value in opening these UPCs, opening the packets, looking for a big chase card, getting the promos graded. You only need one to come back in a 10, and you kind of got your value out of the box once you consider all the packets you also get. So there is value in opening these. A lot more will get open. The more time passes, the more streamers open them, the more collectors looking for chase cards, and this will become very sought after in the coming years, and it's already proven that the growth is happening now. Stop sleeping on the UPCs. You know, just because you have the mindset that they're everywhere, go get yourself a UPC or two. I'm definitely going to be accumulating more of these. I think this thing will go to $200 US very soon in the next month or two, and I believe by the end of 2025 this will be a $300 ultra premium collection, which is around $450 or so Australian. I believe this will be a $300 product by the end of 2025, which is pretty good for a product that was just so abundant. Thanks for watching the Chase Card, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have these UPCs? Are you looking to get more? And I'll see you next time on the Chase Card. Bye, everyone.